5 lessons that I learned. Some of them were the hard way that helped me grow my business. So today we're talking about the top 5 lessons that I learned that helped me grow my business from 0 to 100,000 a year. Let's get into it. Hello financiers, welcome to my channel. This is the Finance Queen, and if you are into finance content, then you know who to subscribe to. And if you particularly like this video and it inspires you to do better, then please give this video a thumbs up. Have you done it? I'm waiting. Let's start. Number 1, building a team. Now, this is no surprise. You always need a great team behind every great business. There is a great team for sure. But I had to learn this the hard way. I think in the beginning, a part of me was, okay, I have to control everything, do everything myself, whether it's the ads, whether it's the marketing side of things, whether it's social media, whether it's the emails, whether it's the phone calls, or whether getting in touch with other creators, and so much more that goes into it. I wanted to have control and do everything myself, and it was so hard for me to let go of that control. A part of it was also because when you start a brand or a business and you are the face of your own brand, it becomes like your child. It's like a baby, and I'm sure everybody who starts a business, they do treat it like it's their baby. So emotionally they get a little attached to their own brand, which of course is the worst mistake that you can do, because then it will be really difficult for you to scale up your business because you want to control every single thing. It's like you make problems and then you fix those problems. Every time you have a new problem, it's like, oh baby, no problem, I'm gonna change your diaper myself. And so you stay in that rut. So does that really help the functionality of your business? No. Does that help you scale up? Well, never. You will never be able to scale up if you think you have to control every department of the business, every aspect of the business. Some things you just have to outsource, and you have to really sit down and think, okay, wait a minute, Isha, what am I doing? I am everywhere and I don't need to be everywhere, because is that really making more money? No, it's not. It's just you're wasting your time away and it's consuming your life. So I had to sit down with myself and count the hours that I sleep, count the hours that I maybe spend on fitness, or I don't know, with family or food or whatever it is that you do on a daily basis. How many hours do you need for those things? How many hours are you sleeping? How many days and hours a week are you going away with the family or your friends? And how many hours are you actually wasting away by being on social media? So I found myself reflecting on those things and then coming up with a plan where I understood, okay, fine, you know what? So many things I am doing which are not really contributing towards the money-making side of the business, rather they are just filling the gaps. So let me stop doing those things and hire somebody else, outsource all of these little tasks that I don't need to be focused on, and do the main things that would be making more money. And yes, when you start hiring people, yes, it may mean that you might make a little bit less money because now you have people on your payroll, you're going to be paying out salaries every month or wages every week. So yes, it takes away a little bit of the money in the initial stage, but you have to look at the bigger picture, which I had to do myself, and I understood, okay, fine, no problem, let's just not eat out too much this month, or for a few weeks at least, and let's just pay these people and get all of these tasks done, because in the long run, this is exactly what's going to help me grow. So that's one lesson that I learned the hard way, and I wish that I did this before. And while you now may have other people doing a few of the tasks, that does not mean that now you have all the free time on earth and you do just nothing and just go on holiday all the time. No, you still have to work a lot, but you just have to work a bit smarter, and remember to not trade time for money. So your time is valuable, and if you value your time, you are going to be focusing on the money-making task of your business rather than the space-filling task of the business. Those things you need to outsource. The second lesson that I learned, I wish I had learned this before, but that helped me grow my business, is you have to join hands with other people and collaborate with other people, or creators, or businesses, or whatever it is. Now, in the beginning, when I started, I thought I had a very limiting belief, right? So I was thinking, I don't want to tell anybody what I'm doing. I don't want to collaborate with other people, because what if they copy me? And I think that is the one problem most of small businesses or startups tend to have, where they want to be very controlling, or they just don't want to open up to other people because they may think, oh, somebody else is going to copy me. So that's a very petty thought to have. I understand now, looking back, it makes me laugh at my own self. Like, what was I thinking? Because I understood with time that people have their own lane, people have their own interests, and people have their own sort of experiences and creativity that they want to focus on. So not everybody is out there to prey on you or attack you or copy your ideas. They have their own, trust me. And that is one thing I again had to learn the hard way. And I had to open up and start collaborating with other people. And that being said, yes, you will find copycats on the way also. I mean, I've had some where they literally started to copy every single move, every single thing that I was doing within the business, and whatever they could see on the surface, they wanted to copy everything. And I've had so many girls that I thought were friends, but they also started to copy those things and stuff. And yes, it may be annoying at that time, but I realized, okay, let them do their thing, because I know they're not going to be lasting for more than 2 weeks. And guess what? That's exactly what had happened. I have seen so many that came and went away, and they didn't last as long anyway. And I am here for the long run. I am here to win. So I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, right? And that is always the one who wins. And so that made me realize I need to stop thinking small and be worried about small petty things. Whatever others do, that's their problem. Yes, if somebody wants to copy, they may as well just go ahead. Why not? Wish them luck. If they succeed, it will make me happy. But for the most part, I realized they are not going to last that long, because at the end of the day, you're only going to stick to the things that you are all about, that you know more about, that you are passionate about. And so you are the one who's going to run the long marathon, not them. So I had to stop thinking and worrying about other people and just focus on myself and focus on my art and the things that I do and keep growing. And that's exactly where my business started to make more money, when I started to collaborate with other people, not have that fear of small things anymore, but just join hands, reach out to people. Even if they would not review our products or whatever, I would still reach out just to get my name out there. And yes, that meant at the time that I was putting myself in a vulnerable position, because sometimes it would hurt me when people would not maybe like the product. But for the most part, my products are amazing. People always have loved those. But I really felt sad, and I took it to heart when somebody would not get back to me or talk something about the product. But I learned that it's okay. They don't have to. As long as I am doing my part, I'll be fine in the long run. So Isha, just focus on getting your products out there, and sometimes even provide free services and products to your close family members or your relatives or your neighbors, I don't know, or your friends. And that is something I don't regret, because in the long run, it always does give your business more benefits. So never regret having to do free things voluntarily for a moment, because it does pay off in the bigger picture. Because it creates word of mouth, and the more your name is out there, that's branding for you. That's like free branding for you. So why not join hands, collaborate, reach out to other creators and do those things? And that is one thing I wish I started earlier on in the business, but I didn't because of my limiting beliefs. The third tip I would give you guys that actually helped me grow my business is you need to stop messing with social media. Stop messing around with social media. That's that one mistake I was doing in the beginning. I thought I had to be everywhere. That's what I thought in my mind. And I think it's also during that time where I was listening a lot to Gary Vee, and it's like all about the hustle, hustle, grind, grind, grind. But then, thank God, sooner than later, I realized, hold on a minute, that's consuming my life. It's taking away my energy and focus from the business itself. You know, we talked about this in the first point already, that you have to outsource extra things. Focus on the money-making task of your project or of your business. Don't focus too much on social media, because not every business has to rely on social media heavily, and you don't have to always be the face of your own brand too much, where it consumes your life. You need to get to that point, and that's what I thought in my mind. Okay, Isha, you need to get to that point where even if you're not present, your business and brand should still be running, and the money should be rolling in all the time. Even if I'm on a holiday, if I'm asleep, if I'm ill, whatever, it has to run without me. And if I'm wasting time always being worried about being on Snapchat, being on Instagram, being on LinkedIn, being on TikTok, being on Facebook, being on YouTube, and being everywhere else, oh my God, that is time consuming, and literally it's so stressful that at one point it becomes a little depressing, where you can't even sleep properly anymore. And I have been there, so that was a hard lesson for me to learn, that okay, Isha, you need to stop being everywhere and just maybe focus on one platform or maybe two, and then just stick to those. Because posting on social media itself is like a full-time job. You can outsource that, of course, but if you don't want to, then you don't have to be everywhere. Trust me. Yes, it is one thing to use social media for your branding. You have to have, I think your brand and business always has to have a little bit of that social media presence, but it should still be able to run without you. That's the whole point. And that is the whole point of a business. Otherwise, why not just do a 9 to 5? If you have to struggle all day, hustle all day, do this, do that all day, that means you're working in the business and not on the business. So might as well just do a 9 to 5 where you have to do the task, worry about the task, but then come home and not worry about your job anymore. But I think when you do everything on social media, it's even worse than that, because that means 24/7 you have this on your mind. You have to post there, you have to go live there, you have to record now, you have to put this content out there. Pictures, stories, TikTok, this, that, reels. Oh my God, that's a lot. And it does take away your creativity that you actually need for your business to run and function. So save your energy and save your creativity for the right kind of tasks. And that may not work for everybody, but I'm just telling you here what worked for me. And that's just the lesson that I learned. And as soon as I stopped doing all those crazy things, my mind is now so much more relaxed, and I'm able to focus on the real task of the business and scale it up and work on it in a real way. Point number 4, another lesson that I learned again the hard way was I had to start asking for help. When I started asking for help, that's where my business grew exponentially, because when you are too private about everything, you don't want to discuss anything with anybody, you probably may not even understand what are the wrong things that you're doing and what are the right things you need to be focusing on. Sometimes it's good to have advice. And if you don't have anybody closer to you that's really good at business, or if you don't have a mentor or a coach, let's say, then you need all the help that you can get. So whether you ask your audience for help, you might be surprised. There will be so many people that want to help you and your brand grow. And you can hire so many people through your audience. And that is what I have done personally within my business also. I always hired people that are actually my followers or fans, and they're always great for the business. They've always been great for the business because they have my best interest at heart, and that is always the best person to do business with or hire them in your team. So I had to start asking people for help, which I was not doing in the beginning, and therefore I was not learning and I was not growing. In fact, maybe I became a little big-headed where I would think, oh, I have my own business and I have my own brand. I don't need anybody's help. Why would I ask for help? I don't want people to see me with sympathy or pity me or something. And maybe that's just me being Aries, but I really did get a little big-headed, or maybe that's my ego, I don't know. But as soon as I realized, okay, hold on a minute, that is not healthy for the business, I started asking for help. Every single person I knew around me, in whatever way they could help, I was opening up and I was being vulnerable, yes, but do be careful who you ask, because sometimes people start giving you wrong kinds of advice and suggestion. That is not something I'm open to. You should not be open to that either. But I think constructive criticism, yes. And I think we're grown, we're adults. We know constructive criticism and the destructive one. So if you're good at differentiating between that, then you're good to go. You won't be easily manipulated, because there is a lot of people who want to manipulate, and that's the worst. But if you know your game, you know your thing, you know your vision, you won't fall for that. But you just want help. And I started with relatives, families, or whatever. And I was surprised to know that, listen, the thing is, people really want to be nice, let's be honest. If you today asked me for my help, I would want to be nice and be the bigger one, because it gives me a chance to prove to myself that I'm capable of something and I can help you out, and it makes me a big person, okay? And maybe, yes, call it my ego, but I think every human being has that. So when you start asking people for help, you'll be surprised. They will help you in one way or the other. And when I started asking, my father or my uncles to help me out, I was surprised, because they were the ones to introduce me to my accountant and to the lawyer that now I have. I wouldn't have met these amazing people if I didn't ask for help. And I also then found my coach, by the way, which was because I asked help from my audience. So you'll be surprised that when you ask for help and open up a little bit, you will get all the help you need. Trust me. And it opens up so many opportunities that you'll be surprised. So I think I'm really big on that. That was the biggest lesson that I learned that helped me grow a lot. Now, my 5th lesson that I learned that grew my business quite a lot was I had to stop taking feedback personally. Now, starting off, I'm an Asian, and I think the Asians get judged a little bit, quite a lot actually, not a little bit, yes. So every time somebody would give me feedback, it was more about clothes or character, really like personal attacks, rather than on the actual service or the product. And that is crazy, but I think if you're Asian, you know where I'm coming from, right? So I used to take that to heart. I would be like, wait a minute, I am serving the community. I was also doing a lot of volunteering, and I was also helping the community quite a lot. Well, we'll talk about that in another video, but I used to think, okay, wait a minute, I am doing all these amazing things and inspiring people and motivating people and guiding them for free at that time. So why would some of the people actually talk to me like that? That is so bad. And I used to take that to heart, and it would make me sad. It would hurt me a little bit, you know. I would actually cry sometimes. But I soon realized, wait a minute. If somebody is giving feedback on unnecessary things, honestly, that's not my problem. I have to keep it moving. I have to keep going. And so I started to train myself where I stopped taking compliments seriously, and I also stopped taking negative feedback too seriously. I would take it serious in a way where if you're giving me feedback on a product or service that I provide and you don't like it, I'm gonna go and improve it. I'm not gonna take it personally. I'm at it already. As you type shit, I am already improving that stuff. So that is how much serious I would take it. And that's that. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that. I would just use that to my own advantage, and that helped me grow my business quite a lot. It helped me improve my products. It helped me improve my services. It helps me improve my customer service also. It helps me improve my communication as well. So I learned a lot through feedback, but at the same time, I had to stop taking that feedback so personally, because that will ruin your day. You'll be sad, you'll be in your feelings all day, you'll be in your head all day, and you won't get things done that you have to do on a daily basis. So don't let that kind of disturbance come your way. Don't let that kind of turbulence come your way. You just have to keep moving and keep it straight, and you know your way, you know your path. You just keep walking, or running, may I say. And for those of you who are new to the channel, you might not know, my brand is Isha Cosmetics. So there you have it. We have hair care products, beauty products, cosmetics products, and there's a lot more coming. But yeah, that's that. So guys, these were the 5 lessons that I learned that helped me grow my business exponentially, and I'm really happy that I learned them finally. I really wish I knew these things before. So I really hope this video helps you. This is the Finance Queen, guys. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Oh, and don't forget to stay in touch with me on Instagram. I'm quite active there. And you're also welcome to join me on my Patreon and become a family member there. We talk about all sorts of stuff there. And now go and watch my previous video, which is all about the reasons your business will never grow and you will never be rich. I will see you in that video, and until my next video, take care of your finances, because that's very important.